All right, people, what the hell is going on? I hadn't done this in a while, so I'm talking Texans right now. It is halftime between the Texans and the Titans. And surprising that the game is even that close. Tell you the fucking truth, I'm surprised the game is even that goddamn close. The Titans are up 7-3, and the Texans get the ball back at the end of the half. But, I be on the little Facebook posts and all this other shit. Man, look. I ain't gonna blanket shit. I'm just gonna say people that comment on the little Texans post on Facebook don't know shit about football. All they know how to do is keep spitting out the same dumbass shit week after week after week. That ain't got shit to do with the goddamn game. I get on there and spit out the same dumbass shit week after week after week, opposed to what they be doing. I'm like, okay, look at the fucking game. Watch the game. You know what I'm saying? Watch the game. It ain't like you sitting there listening to the game on radio or some shit like that, where you can't see what the fuck is going on there. Some of them might be actually listening to the game on radio. It seems like they are. They not watching the goddamn games. And it boils down to this. Well, on the defense, our secondary is good. Our front seven, I can't say the goddamn same. We got the worst rushing defense in the fucking league, and that's front seven. But it's obvious our secondary is pretty goddamn decent. Our linebackers and our defensive line are straight up trash. All of them need to go. All of them. Every last one of them need to be the fuck out of here. Bring in all rookies. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? If your defensive front gonna suck that much, I'd rather just see all rookies up there. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody there got no long-term potential to where they like, okay, this is a superstar to make it. They don't have none of that. None. Not one little, tiny little bit. No. But that's not what people talking about. I mean, the professionals on TV, that's what the fuck they talking about. They mention that shit all the goddamn time. But the offense blows ass. You can't blame nobody but the offensive coordinator. He's the one responsible for that shit. He's the one calling the goddamn plays. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm talking about with the comments I see and all this other shit, look, stop blaming Davis Mills for all the goddamn team's problems. If you watch the goddamn game, you would know this. You know what I'm saying? You would know this. If your quarterback can't do nothing but throw the ball out of goddamn bounds, there's a reason for that. You know what I'm saying? There's a fucking reason for that. If your quarterback throw a goddamn interception, watch the fucking play. Don't blame the goddamn quarterback for throwing an interception if the receiver run the wrong route, or they bumping into each other, or they tip the ball in the air and they get a fucking interception. Okay, that goes on the quarterback stat sheet, but you don't blame the fucking quarterback for that. That's on the goddamn receiver. But the people that's running their goddamn mouth and shit, the little casual fans, whatever, not paying attention to the game, all they know, Davis Mills, he not the quarterback. He might not be the quarterback. Can't argue with that. But you know what? You ain't gonna stick nobody in there. You just can't stick anybody in there that's gonna take his place, that's gonna be any goddamn better. You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck he gonna throw it to? We have no goddamn receivers worth throwing the goddamn ball to. I just watched fucking Philip Dorsett, who been in the league fucking 8, 9, 10 years or however long, a little backup receiver we got because the starter is hurt, catch a goddamn ball, run straight out of bounds. You know how you catch the ball on an out route. He catch the ball going fucking 90 goddamn degrees towards the sideline. He catch the ball, face the sideline, run straight the fuck out. He this far from the goddamn, I don't even know, I didn't forgot what the fuck they got, the little first down marker. He's within a body's length width. This far, he's about this far. Only thing he would have had to do when he was running out of bounds was like hold the ball out. You know what I'm saying? He could have did that. He could have just kept running the straight line. And that shit was in his fucking field of view. It ain't no way you could catch the ball, run straight out of bounds, and not see the first down marker right there in your left fucking eye. And he didn't. And of course, when he was doing that, I was like, they're not gonna get the first down. It's like third and less than a goddamn yard. And I'm like, they're not gonna get the first down because he didn't catch the ball and just looked straight up. He just ran straight out of bounds. And somebody else said that it happened twice in the game, in the post. I was reading through the post and somebody else said the shit happened twice. That might have been the second time. There was another time where a receiver caught the ball and ran out of bounds when he could have got the first down. It could have been Brandon Cooks. I done seen Brandon Cooks do that a couple times. Instead of just getting a little nudge or something like that from another player, you just run the fuck out of bounds when the first down marker was like about a yard or less than a yard in front of you. Only thing you had to do was just fight for it a little bit. He didn't want to get hit, so he ran out of goddamn ball. I kind of lost a whole lot of respect for Brandon Cooks when he did that. That was a play he did last year. But still. This shit is kind of, like I say, it's a matter of how the fuck you play. Whether you win or lose, with this current team we got, they got a bunch of rookies. They rebuilding and shit like that. Okay, you know they not gonna really win a bunch of games or whatever. You know you don't really expect it to. It's how they play. Well, you know what? The people that's fucking up ain't rookies. Maybe somewhere along the defensive line, and if they rotating somebody in and out of there. But yeah, the motherfuckers that's fucking up ain't rookies. The rookies that's out on the field is playing pretty goddamn good. But all this shit, we got subpar receivers. And I'm including fucking, I used to say Brandon Cooks I'm watching the fucking thing here. These announcers. Nico Collins, the Texans premier receiver. No, the fuck he's not. The Texans best receiver is Brandon fucking Cooks, not Nico Collins. What fucking football, what research have you been doing? They say, Nico Collins, is, Davis Mills' favorite receiver. No, the fuck he not. You watch a whole goddamn game. You rarely even hear Nico Collins' name. Rarely. How the fuck is he? What the hell are y'all watching? What? What game are y'all watching? How do y'all prep for these? How do the announcers prep for these goddamn games? So I'm just like, bruh, you got all the information fucked up. Nico Collins has physical potential to where he's supposed to be able to do this, that, and the other. This is his second year. I ain't seen none of that shit. I might have seen maybe 3 big plays that he done made. But other than that, no. There we go. All right, the game. I will fuss some more at the end of this shit because the second half done started. Hopefully, I can come back and discuss the rest of this game and be upbeat about it. I want to see if the Texans actually make adjustments because I haven't noticed that none this year to where they made adjustments and came out and played better in the second half. So we finna see, especially Pep Hamilton. Get him the fuck out of here. All right, people. So, Texas Boy 2. The game ain't over yet. They just hit the fucking 2-minute warning. At this point, it ain't shit else to talk about. It's not. It's not nothing to fucking talk about when it comes to this fucking game. This game is dookie. The team itself is dookie. But the team itself is dookie for a reason. I made a couple more comments in the fucking thing, and somebody else made a comment talking shit to me. Typical, online type of bullshit where motherfucker was like, telling me because I don't have a picture of myself as my profile picture, is that my opinion is invalid and unoriginal. Invalid and unoriginal. Because I don't have a profile picture of this face. I got my logo I use on my YouTube channel, which is what my Facebook is for. What the hell are they doing? Come on, do something. Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, don't be an ass. You can't even, you know how Facebook is now. You just can't go off and just say, I gotta find creative ways to cuss motherfuckers out. So I just call them effeminate and left it at that. I say, my shit is unoriginal. When I'm the only person in here. Finally. Yeah. They finally made a fucking play for more than fucking 7 yards. My opinion is unoriginal and invalid. When I'm the only person in all of the Texans posts that don't shit on Davis Mills. I'm like, the offense as a whole sucks. Davis Mills is not the problem. It's the fact that the whole offensive system sucks. Plus the goddamn offensive coordinator is kind of suspect too. Ain't nobody else yelling that, but my shit is unoriginal. And you out here agreeing with everybody else and their mama and their cat. But you calling me unoriginal because you just want to start some shit with somebody online. Get your funky bitch ass out of here. I'm not finna get in it with you. I just created this goddamn page. I'm not finna get it goddamn deleted. Because if my account gets suspended again, I'm just gonna delete it. I'm just gonna fucking delete it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go through this suspicious shit. I already know you can't say what the fuck you want to say. You have to use other words and none of the hot words. You can't go around calling people gay, faggot, and all kind of other shit. You can't use other words that people use in everyday language just because, you know, it's fucked up. I didn't already talk about that. But the Texans, man, I'm sitting here watching the game and it's nothing. I mean, it's a rookie quarterback. I don't think the Tennessee Titans have thrown a pass. I don't think they have thrown a pass here in the second half. This is a 2-minute warning. They just running the ball right up the Texans' butthole. Just Derrick Henry got about 220 yards rush. You know, it just. How can you not hit and tackle that big ass running back? I understand it. That motherfucker is my size. You know what I'm saying? It's like I think I'm bigger than Derrick Henry. Physically, I'm 6'3" by 260. I don't think he weighed that much. Our body composition is totally different. You know what I'm saying? Our body composition is totally different. So them numbers don't mean shit. Come on. What are you doing? Cooks. Come on. Yeah, the Texans trying to show a little bit of life. They trying to show a little, man. The stadium at this point is empty, dude. All those seats is empty. I've been watching the game since the fucking beginning. 19 seconds to play. God damn, the shit just been running like that. I thought they had about a minute or so left. So what's gonna happen is the Texans probably gonna end up scoring right here, and the game gonna end up ending 17-10. Which don't look all that bad. You know what I'm saying? 17-10, one score game. That'll fall into most of the Texans games this season. Except for last week. They got spanked by the fucking the Raiders in the second half. Oh my goodness, that was horrible. I don't know. Did I watch the end of that game? I don't think I watched the end of that game. All right, Texans, let's see what they're going to do. They on the 3-yard line. Let's see if they can manage to score. It's 1st and goal. They on the 3-yard. Well, I hate when that happened. Oh, Tennessee called a timeout. You know, this is the end of the goddamn game, dude. You ready to get the game over with. Motherfuckers start calling timeouts out the fucking blue. It's just like, 20 minutes from now, I'm going to be watching this goddamn game, and it could have been over with. The Texans ain't finna win this goddamn game. They gonna make it look respectable on the scoreboard, but the stats is not gonna show that. It's gonna be 17-10 if they just so happen to score here, which I think they will. Can't suck that bad. Let me see. I would show you. You know you can't be putting this shit on there. Come on. Throw the ball. They scored. Don't celebrate. Oh, that's Pierce. He don't do all that shit. Okay. All right, they did. They scored. Damian Pierce got a touchdown pass. Okay, all right. So they scored. I don't think we have any of those players on our offense. On our defense, them motherfuckers will do something and get real goofy and all kind of stupid ass shit. I don't think we got those people on our offense. Been sucking all year. They don't have the right to be doing all that goofy ass shit. And I'm pretty sure they can look up and see all the people are on the. They're not even in the parking lot at this point. They are on the freeway, halfway to wherever the fuck they going. Now, watching this game, I watched the defense got their ass smacked. Now, from what I understand, Lovie Smith is over the defense. He calls the defense. That's what I heard. Now, when you look at him on the sideline, you don't see him doing shit. You don't really see Lovie like right now. They got him on the screen. He just got the headset on. He walking back and forth. He's hand on his hips. Walk back and forth. Same look on his face the whole goddamn time. Just that's it. You don't see nothing. It don't matter what the fuck happened on the field. Oh, they gonna onside kick. Yeah, they did an onside, whatever. And it's just like no reaction. You know what I'm saying? Unless all his reactions just happen to come off camera, which is unlikely, because you watch a football game, every other minute they got the fucking camera squared in on the motherfucking head coach for whatever reason or not. No matter what the fuck is going on. So they always got the shit on either head coach. Never no reaction. You see other coaches doing this shit. They be running down to talk to such and such. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. They be doing this and that. Or like that motherfucker, he ain't coaching with them now. He think he in the front office now. That was coaching with the Buccaneers. I can't think of his fucking name. But that dude, I want a coach that kind of act like that. He don't give no shits. If you read his goddamn lips, you know what the fuck he goddamn saying on the sideline, and you just in network just hoping ain't no mic nowhere around. And when shit happens, he be giving it to the goddamn refs. I forgot that mother. I can't think of his name. It ain't like I watched the Buccaneers all the goddamn time. You know what I'm saying? I ain't watched the Buccaneers till last year when Brady got there. You know what I'm saying? I want a head coach like that dude there. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there watching the game last year, and I know I was probably on Facebook at the time. I know I typed up some shit about this where the Buccaneers was playing somebody. I don't know who the fuck they was playing. One of their defensive players, it was a play. Boom, boom, boom. You know how the players get all tangled up, and then a couple of the players start yakking and all this other shit. One of the defensive players was blah, 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 blah. That coach walked his ass out on the field and snatched that motherfucker off the field. That's my most favorite ever football moment. None of the shit I did when I was playing football. No, none of this, no highlights and shit that I've seen while I'm watching football. No. Watching that NFL coach go out there and snatch a motherfucking player off the field for sitting out there talking shit to another player. That shit was A1. You don't never see that. You don't never see that. You need to see more of that. You got a little dumbass player out there, whatever the fuck he was saying. Cause why the fuck are you out there talking? He out there, and the coach was on the field. He wasn't like right on the sideline. That motherfucker went out there damn near by the hash marks. Yank! Got his ass up out of there. And I do the same goddamn thing. I do that to the whole fucking defense. Anytime you get a turnover, some shit, and the whole team run down there to the goddamn, run down there to the end zone and start doing some stupid ass shit, all y'all bitches getting fined. Get your ass on the fucking sideline. Grown ass men. You know what I'm saying? All 11 motherfuckers will run down. It'll be like 50 yards away. They'll run all the way down to the other fucking end zone and be posing and doing all kind of stupid ass dances and shit. I'm like, yep, that whole, write it down, film it. All y'all getting fined. Your dedicated advisor, all of it. I had that shit in the fucking on the team doctrine. You know what I'm saying? No, we ain't having none of that shit. You out there yanking and talking shit to people after the play? Fine. I don't fucking players association. Get your ass up out of here. We bring somebody in who can play by the goddamn rules and not make my team look dumb. Like it ain't no, like we ain't got no fucking home training. You gotta talk shit. What the fuck are you doing? I know you young, but you fucking 22, 23 years old, motherfucker. Why the hell are you out here? What are you doing? And it happens all the goddamn time. And don't be no goddamn backup doing that shit. Yeah, ass is out of here. Anyway, about the Texans. Yeah, but Lovely Smith. I don't. They keep talking about his fucking defense. His defense is kind of geared. It's based around the takeaway. Getting takeaways and all kind of shit like that. I'm like, can we focus on some shit that happens every goddamn play? Takeaways happen every so often. You might go a whole game without one. Can we focus on tackling people? You know what I'm saying? Can we focus on tackling people?
5% off all eligible purchases in store. Every visit.
That could be part of the plan. We had one today. We had an interception and a forced fumble. Those are two takeaways right there that we got the ball back on and couldn't do shit with because our offense is booed. But it happened. You know what I'm saying? You have to instill, techniques and shit like that, but you can't be having like where everybody said your whole offense is geared around the takeaway. We gotta have the takeaways, blah 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 blah. Well, we had two today, it didn't help us at all. We had two takeaways today. That shit didn't help the Texans at not one goddamn bit. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here. They don't tackle worth nothing, man. They don't. They gave up over 220 yards. Well, Henry by himself had 219, I think was the count, but I don't know what the final count was. But that other running back had at least 60 yards himself. You know what I'm saying? I think totally they gave up damn near 300 yards of rushing, so shit, goddamn. And like I said, it ain't the defensive ends. I mean, not the defensive ends. The defensive backs, the safeties and the cornerbacks. By the time they get to by the time the ball carrier get to them motherfuckers, the play done busted. They didn't got by the running backs and got by the fucking linebackers. Well, it ain't much for the fucking running back. You got these big running backs running up against the smallest people on the fucking field. What the fuck do you expect? That's why the goddamn safeties and shit be leading the fucking team in tackles because the defensive line and the fucking linebackers dookie. I'm expecting to see some motherfuckers gone this week. You know what I'm saying? I'm expecting to see some people gone this week. Last week they got ran the fuck over by the fucking Raiders, like especially in the second half, where it was obvious that the linebackers weren't doing their job, and then all of a sudden during the week, one of their main linebackers is gone. He got released. I don't know what happened. It wasn't like such and such a trade or blah 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 injury or I don't know. It's just that Camus Grugier Hill out of there. They just call him Camu. Isn't that Kamu, whatever? Thanks for everything, blah, blah, blah. They, you know, they post shit on Facebook. Like, who the fuck is Camu? And it wasn't until like later, like way later on, I'm like, Cam, I don't even know who the fuck that is. Who the hell is that? Why are we thanking him for everything? And, and then I saw somewhere his last name group. You know, I'm just like, oh, okay. And but he said he got released. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, yeah. After that game, you see a linebacker get released. Now the defensive lineman, them motherfuckers be in and out. You look at the goddamn that little transaction thing that they post and shit like that. The defensive line is just trash. All the way across. It's trash. Even some of the people that you thought, you know what I'm saying? Some of the people that you thought, like some of the defensive ends that kind of looked like they had potential. But even then, it's like, where they at? You know what I'm saying? Where they at? You know, the tackles and shit, I'm like, who are these dudes? They steady rotating motherfuckers in. Motherfuckers get signed up on the practice squad. They bring them motherfuckers in. They ship them motherfuckers out. It's the whole unit up there is just no good. It ain't gonna be good as long as they swapping players in and out like that. You can't. Anytime you got a unit, defensive line, your linebackers, you know, your defensive backs, they as a unit work better when they, you know, when they've been together for a while. Can't just be swapping motherfuckers in and out and shit like that. Especially if you got motherfuckers swapping in and out that don't really know the system. You know what I'm saying? The defensive line, you can do that a little bit more. But even now, I'm watching the goddamn game. They get like coverage sacks. Shit like that. Ain't nobody just busting through like they do us and get to the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? The only time that happens is that we just so happen to run like a safety blitz or some shit like that. You know, that's it. Ain't none of our defensive ends or nothing. They get back there, but they get back there when ain't nobody open up the field and the quarterback then had the ball in his hands for about 4 or 5 seconds. You know, or the pocket break. The pocket break, and then, you know, the quarterback got to take off running and, you know, play break down like that, and they get a sack like that, some shit. But it ain't no one motherfucker that's back there that could just fuck off a goddamn, you know, winning one-on-one battles and shit like they do against us.
Okay, that's enough.
You know what I'm saying? And so our first round draft pick at guard get blown fucking 4 yards off the goddamn ball backwards. He got blown so far off the ball, he made the goddamn tackle. Not the defensive lineman, the offensive lineman. He got blown so far off the ball backwards that he got knocked into the running back that was trying to run it. The running back trying to run in this hole. This motherfucker got knocked so far backwards that the running back hit him and fell the fuck over. Think they gonna be mentioning that in the goddamn film room. You know what I'm saying? I think they would be mentioning that shit in the goddamn film room. That's Lovie Smith's defense. All that shit be going on and he still be over the sideline like with his big white beard. I'm like,
it's the vote.
That didn't piss you off? You know what I'm saying? You can't, I mean,
voices are heard, disputes
everybody got their temperament. You know, my temperament ain't what other people want it to goddamn be. So I understand all of that. But goddamn, man, just really, the shit that don't piss you off, not one little bit. I like at this point, while I'm recording this video, he should be in the locker room cussing them the fuck out. Like, y'all about to get me fucking fired. You know what I'm saying? Do they do that? You know what I'm saying? Do they do that shit? A head coach will bust into the fucking locker room after the game, after they done just shit all over the field like they just did, and just straight up say y'all about to get me fucking fired. You know what I'm saying? Just say that shit. Y'all are about to get me fired. God damn it. Get y'all stuff together. About to lose my job because of you motherfuckers.
The Arizona chasm stands Rusty Bowers.
Because all he can do is call the plays.
Republican and artist.
You know what I'm saying? And it's to the point now where, you know, the play calling, you know, I'm talking about defense. The play calling is like, okay, it's obvious that the motherfuckers is in there can't handle the personnel that's in front of them. They getting blown off the ball. You know what I'm saying? The office are just running the fuck out of just. We got a good ass running back. I ain't never seen our running back have so many negative runs like he did today. Like, and this, I'm talking about not his fault type of shit.
Stolen ballots.
When they back in the backfield with the fucking handoff.
And I said, but Rudy,
What the fuck is that shit?
I want the proof. You're going to give me the proof?
Why is it a defensive player back here
So Giuliani
at the same time as the quarterback trying to hand off the ball?
He left the meeting.
What the fuck was going on up there for that motherfucker to get back here
I said,
just as fast as the football did?
Mr. Giuliani,
You know what I'm saying? A quarterback he might get the ball under center, go back, hand off the ball. It's already a defensive motherfucker back here. Like, how that happen?
Ellison said, do we have the proof?
You know what I'm saying? What the?
Yes, we do.
And I don't even want to get on the fucking defense.
No. Where is
I mean the offense.
It might be back at the hotel room. And I said, I asked you for the proof. You said,
Oh, that's cold.
You're not bringing it.
You know, you get on the fucking offense.
My oath and make up something to pull electors
I can't. Now the defense.
and replace
Now,
electors, which
just
has
to say,
never been done in the
I already know this team gonna suck. So I'm tempered already knowing how the season's gonna turn out. It's a matter how you play.
Found an ally willing to
It's obvious that the defensive front is dookie.
Arizona State Representative.
That's some shit that they can't do nothing about right now. And so it ain't no use to getting really upset about it. As you're watching the game, you get upset about it because you see certain shit. They're like, why you just can't do it? The dude just right there. Why you just can't grab him and hold him? That's what football is on the defensive side. You see a motherfucker with the ball, you grab him and hold him. That's all you can do nowadays anyway. You can't really just blast motherfuckers or you get fucking flag and a fine. You know what I'm saying? You motherfucker right there, grab him and hold him. What's wrong? How you can't do that? When a big motherfucker run through the grab him and hold him. If it's one of them big running backs, you don't grab him and hold him up. You grab him and hold him around here. I mean, you can. I mean, y'all fucking, you motherfuckers big and strong. Look like 2 or 3 of me out there. Strong as fuck. I know you bitch about 350, 400, 450. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, big strong ass motherfucker. You can't hold on to a 200-pound motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, you know what I'm saying? You can't boom and hit them, because all you get contact, wrap your arms around them, and don't the fuck let go. Don't the fuck let go. They be out there grabbing all the motherfuckers like they goddamn, like they goddamn uniform is made of that goddamn Teflon, super slick ass material. They just, like they got fucking KY jelly all over them or some shit like that. It's like, goddamn, you can't hold on to that dude. Or you watch one of your defensive people run up to a motherfucker and get stiff on him. Dude, that's the tackle right there. This right here. If you run up to a motherfucker and he stick his arm out, grab his goddamn arm and pull it. You fuck that rotator cuff up, he won't be goddamn stiff arming nobody else. Tell you right now, you take that right out of his goddamn repertoire for the rest of his goddamn career. The motherfucker come up to you and you finna go for this shit right here. You know, you come up and he just go bloop and you fall to the ground like a little bitch. That's what you look like when you get with a stiff arm. I don't give a fuck who you is. Anytime you run out and you get stiff arm, you look like a bitch. Whether you are a bitch or not, that's something totally different. But when you get hit with a stiff arm, that's effective. You look like a bitch. This is a bitch move right here. You got hand to the fucking face. You got boom. If that motherfucker is strong enough to stick his arm out there and knock you to the ground like a little bitch, you about the same goddamn size. You should be able to grab that motherfucker arm. Grab his arm. If you coming up there and you sit, grab his fucking arm. You know what I'm saying? You lift weights all the time. Your hands should be fucking strong as hell. All them motherfuckers cut up. You know what I'm saying? They all like, they all cut. You know, you see, look at their arms and shit. You see all the goddamn detail and their muscles and veins and all that shit. But what the fuck is it worth if you can't grab and hold on to shit? You know, you grab I'm gonna grab this brush. Ugh. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the grab the fucking brush. Now I dropped the brush. Can't I drop your brush? I don't think you give a damn, but oh well. I hope I don't step on that thing later. Oh, here you go.
That's not really a win. That's a fraud.
Yeah, man, it's a politics shit. I don't want this shit on my screen. I don't like politics stuff. I don't. The New York and the Seattle's is on. Where it looked like see, look. What the fuck just happened? Somebody got a flag. Let me see something. Now, what I just saw, what's that guy? Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll is having a fucking fit. Oh, man, I got, Hulu is buffering right now. What the fuck happened? Is he laughing or is he screaming? I can't tell. It looked like he's smiling. Oh man, what the fuck just happened? The coach got called for a penalty. Oh, Pete Carroll was standing. I think Pete Carroll was man. Oh, okay. I think the coach got a penalty called on him because he was standing on the field and the referee was running up the sideline and Pete Carroll was standing like on the field. I don't think he knew he was actually standing like on the field, and the referee ran into him and they called a penalty on him for sideline interference. Where the police at? Motherfuckers be racing up and down here all day long. This is sideline interference right here. I don't know. I thought he was fussing. I was going to say it was a call and the coach was going off on somebody, but he was tripping out. He got caught with that penalty. He was actually laughing about this shit because he ain't know he was. It ain't like that other coach that was actually on the sideline trying to trip the goddamn player that was running. I know if you watch football, that shit might sound a little bit familiar to you. Well, motherfucker, the coach is on the sideline, he stuck his foot out to fucking trip the guy running up the fucking sideline. Like, how you thought you was gonna get away with that? You in a fucking NFL stadium. There's cameras all over the place. How the fuck did you think you was gonna sit on the sideline, stick your foot out on the field, and trip a player, and that shit not be noticed? Worst criminal ever. Anyway, back to my goddamn shit before I cut this video off. I think I was about to start talking about that. Now with the offense, I'm thinking that I don't think they're gonna make no wholesale changes just for the spirit of being in a rebuilding mode. Now some of the players gonna be gone and shit like that. It's just like right now. Next week, Brandon Cooks shouldn't be here. Brandon Cooks should not be on this team come next week. You know what I'm saying? He just shouldn't. He make too much money, and him playing for this team is a waste. You know what I'm saying? You can ship him off to a contender. You know what I'm saying? Let that man go do something productive with his goddamn football career. Because he ain't gonna be doing shit here. And we can find somebody else like Brandon Cooks. They ain't like they just out there. Brandon Cooks is a good goddamn receiver. He just caught that long ass pass at the end of the game, but that came in trash time. You know what I'm saying? That happened with like fucking 20-something seconds left in the goddamn game. That was trash time. So it ain't like that shit did not happen. I think he had like 6, maybe he had about 10 yards receiving up until 20 seconds left in the goddamn game. So, yeah. But yeah, get him out of here. It ain't the fake, because the offense is not going to do nothing. Get Brandon Cooks out of here. Bring in like a real, I mean, you can find other prospects out there that are like, have a chance to be with the team past this season. You know what I'm saying? You do. You just can. You know how many people, free agents and people out there on the street right now? Bring one of them in that has like a physical presence. No more 5'10", 170-pound ass receivers. No, that's the problem we got now. We got Chris Moore, Brandon Cooks, and motherfucking me, Philip Dorsett. All these little ass receivers out here. They fast, but that's about it. But you know the bad part about that? So are the DBs. And then most times the DBs are faster than the receivers. You kind of have to be like that when you playing reactionary position like that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, at least with the receivers, most of the time, your size is your advantage. We don't have that. All our receivers are just as fast and the same size as the people defending them. You know what I'm saying? Usually with receivers, especially the good ones, are always at least a little bit bigger than the cornerbacks. You know what I'm saying? And most of the safeties. That's just how it is. You don't see a whole lot of safeties out there, 6'3", 6'4", 200 pounds. DBs just don't get that big. They don't. The last one I seen that big was actually with the Texans. When the Texans first came along, they had that one cornerback who was like 6'3", 200 some pounds. And even that was an anomaly. Because you don't generally see that. You need that. I mean, when I was playing Madden on a video game, I was trying my best to find all the tall ass cornerbacks and DBs and shit like that. And when I recruit my receivers, I recruit all my receivers to where they had a good catcher rating and was like 6'3" and up. It didn't matter how fast they was. 6'3" and up, a good catcher rating, and that's it. That's all I needed. I had a receiver on one of my goddamn team. That motherfucker was 6'8". And they out there. They out there. You can find them big ass receivers. Go find a big ass receiver. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about unnaturally big. Somebody like, you have to find like a Calvin Williams or Calvin Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Larry Fitzgerald, Julio Jones. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna find people just like that out on the streets. But I mean, try to at least find somebody of that stature. 6'4", 6'5", well over 200 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like Andre Johnson. I think Andre Johnson numbers was kind of now he was a good receiver. I ain't gonna sit here and say he wasn't no good receiver, but I think his numbers as far as his physical stats were exaggerated. Now when you look at him on the field, that motherfucker look big as fuck. He does. You see him in the pass, you look at his arms. And even in the legs and shit, you look at him in the football uniform, that motherfucker look big as hell. Like a linebacker. I seen him in real life. Didn't look that big. He didn't. Unless it's another motherfucker out here that's about 6'2", 180 pounds that got Andre Johnson's face plastered on his fucking head and he driving around in the goddamn Maserati. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, he's. But you need I'm just somebody just the way he look on the field. You need somebody like that. You see, you need somebody big like that that uses that size. You got Nico Collins. They keep saying Nico Collins, but Nico Collins been here 2 years. He ain't done shit. He's not one of those people that use his size like that. I haven't seen it. Been here 2 years. I've seen him. You gonna see everybody make a couple catches, but on a routine basis to where he the top guy, no. Brandon Cooks been the top guy. Like I said earlier, the fucking announcers and shit were like, yeah, Nico Collins is Brandon Mills' favorite receiver. No, the fuck he not. And then somebody else out in the comments on the Texans page on Facebook had replied to a comment I had made on there about Nico Collins. And they was like, yeah, Nico Collins has been the best receiver this year. No, the fuck he hasn't. Nobody has been the best receiver this year. Especially Nico. You know what I'm saying? Even this year, who's been our best receiver? Brandon Cooks. You know what I'm saying? That's who's been our best receiver. Not Nico Collins. not Nico Collins. Now, he's got a 6'3", 200-pound body, which is skinny as fuck. You know what I'm saying? That's not big. 6'3", 200 pounds is not fucking big. Now, you get up around 220 and over, okay. Because if I was 200 and even me at 220 pounds look fucking short. And I don't mean short as in lack of height. I mean small. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, body composition. This is a little bit... Uh-oh. Yeah, so receivers, once this next game come up, our roster need to look a little bit different. I ain't gonna say a lot different, but it need to be a little bit different. Brandon Cooks don't need to be there. It need to be some new receivers in there. I didn't see Chris Moore name today. That shows if Chris Moore played today and didn't even get a target to where I heard his name by the announcers, that shows you how bad this shit is. I saw Philip Dorsett got a catch. I seen 4 people get catches today. Philip Dorsett, Atkins, the other tight end, O.J. Howard got a catch today. Brandon Cooks got a catch today. A couple catches. That's 4 receivers. And I didn't hear no other names other than that. I mean, the running back, you got people like, Pierce and Burkhead got catches, like out the backfield shit. You know what? Let me get the fuck out of here. That's one thing about watching other football. When you are a Texans fan, you're a Texas fan and you watching fucking other teams play, and and not even the best teams, just other teams do all the shit that your team can't do. You know what I'm saying? Just like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. But like I said, they got work to do. And it won't take long. You know what I'm saying? They need a name at wide receiver that ain't Brandon Cooks. They need a name on the front line. Well, on the defensive line. They need a name in the linebacking corps. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a noticeable person in each one of those sections on your team. Whether it's offense, defense, receivers. You know what I'm saying? So it got to be a name. It got to be a top motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It got to be a top motherfucker. A notable person. You know what I'm saying? In that position group that's on the field. That's 3 on defense, 3 on offense. I'm not including the quarterback in there because everybody know your quarterback. You got to have a good quarterback. I'm just talking about in the other positions. You have to. When you don't have nobody, like I said, you don't have nobody that can get the ball downfield. It's just like the Texans didn't start throwing the ball downfield until it was like 30 seconds left in the game. Up until then, they were just throwing, all their passes looked like they was fucking behind the line of scrimmage. They running a fucking hitch route, a hitch route where the receiver go bloop and then he step back and catch the ball behind the line of scrimmage. They ran that play. I damn near threw a goddamn gasket in here. I'm like, why are we running? We don't have the personnel for that. You know what I'm saying? What in your recent history with this goddamn team says that you can run that play? It has not worked. No time have I seen where we throw a hitch play and we go up the yard, up the field for fucking 10 yards or something. No. It usually gets stopped right at the line of fucking scrimmage. And if you get anything, it's like 2 yards. We don't have the personnel for that. We ain't got no shifty motherfucker out there that can go and make motherfuckers miss tackles and shit like that. The closest you gonna get to that is Damian Pierce. If you can actually get him into a decent screen. But we can't run screen plays. We used to do this shit all the time when Matt Sharp was here. I don't know what the fuck I was going to call that dude. I was with Matt Sharp, you know, boom, blah, blah, blah. They throw the fucking a screen to fucking what's his face? Foster, that's his name. They throw the thing to Foster and whoop, and he not even fast. Foster's about as fast as I was. And I was tight end. But then again, I was like a 4.5, 4.6 guy, so I wasn't exactly slow. But he a running back. That's how fast he run. Which is adequately fast. If you know, motherfuckers in the NFL, they ain't all that goddamn fast. Especially motherfuckers that have been around for a while. Them numbers is high coming out of college, but for a lot of people, everybody can't beat like that fucking that cornerback for Washington Redskins that played for like 30 years. Green. That motherfucker ran like a 4.3 40 up until he retired at like 60 or whatever. That motherfucker didn't retire till he was like 60 something years old. And he still ran a sub 4.4 40. That motherfucker faster than well, everybody faster than me now, but that is anyway, we don't got nobody for that kind of personnel. And for that same reason, I mean, it should be. You run a screenplay, blah, blah, blah. They're going to have to put, if they're going to keep Mills, like I said, everybody keep blaming Mills. Mills ain't the problem. Now, can they replace Mills? Hell the fuck yes, you can replace Mills. But that don't mean that you blame Mills for everybody. You realize how stupid people are. You realize how stupid people are when you hop in these fucking, you got to stay out of these forums and stay off of these feeds and stuff. When you got these fans in here talking and shit, and all you gonna see is Mills is not the guy. We need to get rid of Mills. Bring in Kyle Allen. Blah, 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 blah. La, 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 la. All that shit. Who the fuck? You can stick Brady in there. You can take any other, you blame it. I'm like, for real. You blaming fucking Davis Mills for all the shit, ignoring all the personnel issues we got. What the fuck else is he supposed to do with the personnel we got? You see what the fuck happened to fucking Brady when his receivers started going down. He didn't look no different. You take Brady and stick him into this offense, it would be marginally better. It'll be better if you put Brady in there, but not enough to where you'd be like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it won't be. Who the fuck he gonna throw to somebody who ain't open? Or he gonna be like Mills, where every time he end up throwing the ball down the field, it's always one of those passes to the sidelines to where you gotta catch the ball out of bounds with your feet inbounds or some shit like that, which irritates the fuck out of me. I mean, like, that's the best you can come up with. You know what I'm saying? It's throwing the ball like exactly where a motherfucker have to catch the ball with his tiptoes inbounds, and he still got a man to catch the ball. Why? When the ball is clearly out of bounds, every catch gotta be like this. That's a goddamn stressful ass goddamn position playing wide receiver when all your catches gotta be like that. I'd rather be in the middle of the field where you gotta worry about being hit. Because you're going to get hit anyway, because they knock your ass. You make those little catches on the pirouette catches on the sideline and shit. As soon as you catch that, then your ass is gone. They be waiting. They be waiting. But it seems like that's what everything got to be. You see them throw the ball down. You see, it's like 1, 2, and then you see the quarterback go to throw the ball. 1, 2, 3. You see the quarterback get ready to throw the ball. And you could tell, okay, somebody's open. Whoop. Okay, somebody's open. Whoop. Okay, somebody's open. Whoop. That type of shit. Not this right here. You get back 1, 2, the motherfuckers back there doing this shit, steady looking for motherfuckers, because can't nobody get open. People can get open against us. That just shows you the personnel. Our personnel can't get open in man-to-man coverage. They just can't. They can't get open in man-to-man coverage. So, what do? You got to change up your routes, man. You got to change up the routes. You got to be able to have some in your back pocket. And I ain't talking about no stupid ass flea flick or whatever the fuck the Texans were trying to do today. It was two they tried to do a halfback pass. Some shit where the running back ended up having to throw the ball out of fucking bounds. They tried some flea flicker shit. How the fuck you have a flea flicker and you only get 1 yard out that shit? I'm like, stop trying to be cute with the goddamn offense. You can be cute with the offense when your offense works. Your offense don't work. Leave the goddamn trick plays out of this shit. That's when they got all the way down there. They had some kind of turnover. They end up with the ball on the fucking 10 or whatever the fuck. Couldn't score a fucking touchdown. The first play they ran was some kind of stupid ass trick play where they tried to run a halfback pass. And the running back had to throw the ball out of bounds because wasn't nobody open. That's how much defense give a fuck about your offense. That your trick plays don't even work. Your trick plays are designed to compensate for over aggressiveness. Well, motherfuckers is whooping up on your offense on regular aggressiveness. So your trick plays is not gonna fucking work. I'm like, man, what the fuck are you doing? And then proceed to not be able to move the ball after that. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? What? The actual, all of the fucks. What in all of the actual fucks? What the hell? At that point, there's certain shit I stop blaming the players and I start blaming the offensive coordinator. Like I said, I want to see what they gonna do when they come out in halftime. Apparently, they didn't go back in that locker room and talk about shit. They couldn't have, because they came out and sucked ass. You know what I'm saying? They came out and sucked fucking ass. Is the defense that goddamn good in Tennessee? Is it? Is it that goddamn good? It must be. It has to be. It's that goddamn good. To where your receivers ain't never open. Never. Only play you got downfield was that one play, that trash play at the end of the goddamn game where everybody done pretty much stopped playing. You know what I'm saying? You have to erase all this shit. All this shit that I said in this whole video, you have to erase all this shit. Texans are in a rebuilding phase. They not going to have the players they need. You know what I'm saying? Unless they luck up and somebody give up a prospect during one of these trades that may happen during this next week, because I think the trade deadline is November 1st. So whatever they gonna do is gonna be done within the next 2-3 days. Whenever it's the 30th now, so you got 31st and then yeah, within the next day and a half or whatever the fuck, right up until the goddamn deadline, they gonna have to make some moves. No point of keeping fucking ain't no point of keeping fucking what's his name? And I'm sitting here thinking ain't nobody to get rid of. Unless you get rid of one of your tight ends. And it would have to be somebody out there would have to be desperately looking for a tight end. Like O.J. Howard. O.J. Howard might get traded. They just got him this year, but he ain't really did a whole lot. Not because of him. I mean, you blame that on the offensive coordinator. You got good tight ends. You got 3 good tight ends. You know what I'm saying? You got 3 good tight ends. You had 4. You know, they released one last week. Matter of fact, they released the one that played the most. They got him out of here. I don't know why. I think he got himself in trouble some kind of goddamn way, but they let him go. But we still got 3 good tight ends. You know what I'm saying? So why ain't that a bigger part of the offense? Why? You got a big quarterback. You know, if you just want to copycat off somebody, it's just like, why can't you do that? We got 3 good tight ends, dude. We got 3 good tight ends. 2 of them are kind of on the fast side. You know, why the fuck can't you do anything with that? Why? Brady did. Yeah, Gronk follow him around and win Super Bowls and shit. You mean you can't do nothing with that? You know, you just go knock on the goddamn coach's door and just say Brady and Gronk and just walk off. You know what I'm saying? Brady and Gronk just walk off. Don't bring it up. That should throw off some shit in his head. Be like, okay, let me figure this shit out. We got 3 good tight ends, and we got a decent quarterback. I'm gonna call Brandon Mills. Oh my God, I'm mixing people. Davis Mills, decent at this point. Because I don't blame. Now, he's a second-year quarterback. Of course, he make mistakes and shit. So, you know, I ain't gonna say that he out there just, you know, being a superstar quarterback and everybody else just suck. But I mean, he ain't the butt of everything. You know what I'm saying? It ain't because of him. He just happened to have to exist in this goddamn whirlwind of shit. You give him some goddamn receivers, I promise you, it'll be a whole different thing. You know what I'm saying? It looked a lot different last year, but you know what? They had a better receiving core last year. Marginally better, but still better. And then, you know, they wide receiver prospect. They little draft, the motherfucker they spent their draft pick on can't fucking play. He's sick. John Mechie. I don't know nothing. I don't know what kind of receiver John Mechie is. I don't know if he a fast guy or if he a possession guy or I don't know what kind of guy he is. I ain't never seen him on the field. I don't watch college football. So I have no idea what kind of receiver he is. They got him kind of high, so I'm assuming that he was pretty good. They were saying that they was happy with him during training camp and all that other shit, you know, with the time where they was going through shit. Come out, this motherfucker got leukemia or some shit. I don't know. I was just, you know, you just throw your hands up. All this shit I've been talking this year, they ain't got no fucking receiver. Well, shit, look right there. It ain't like they didn't draft one. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it just, that shit happens. Hopefully it'll come through. But you know what? You got to get another one. You might not have to draft one. You know what I'm saying? But you got to get another one. You can't keep Brandon Cooks. I mean, you shouldn't keep Brandon Cooks. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't. You could probably go on another team and find a second or third year receiver. Because I think if you're going to get a receiver, you probably want to get like a second or third year receiver to keep all of your people kind of on the same level. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I mean, they not going to go out and get no just big veteran motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? They ain't going to have no shit like that. And ain't no veteran motherfucker going to come in here and do shit. No way. I mean, if a veteran came to this team, you can best believe he only coming for a paycheck until he can go to another goddamn team. Because, I mean, why would you come to this team? What else? Offensive line is all right. If you had to make some trades or some shit like that, would you let go of one of your offensive linemen? It depends. I saw an article where they was like they can trade Laramie Tunsil or whatever the fuck. And if you get rid of Laramie Tunsil, man, that's a whole. I was about to make a reference to card games and shit like that, where you got one card, one 5-star card, and you got a whole bunch of upgradable cards or some shit. You know what I'm saying? 3 or 4 upgradable cards for that one card. You know, you get a whole bunch of cards with unlimited potential, which is what they need. But then, do you want to go through redoing your whole goddamn offensive line? You know, you got 2 veterans on the end, and then I don't know who the fuck those guys in, other than the draft pick they got in the guard position. But and your tackles, dude, I'm like, you really want to go fucking with that with Davis Mills as your fucking quarterback? No. And you know they gonna probably I don't know nothing about Kyle Allen. The person they keep saying, yeah, they need to put Kyle Allen in. They need to play Kyle Allen. They need to play Kyle Allen. Should they play Kyle Allen? I don't know. I didn't watch the Texans in the preseason, so I don't know what Kyle Allen brings to the table. All I know is I ain't seen Jeff Driscoll in a minute. You know, early on they was bringing in Jeff Driscoll to come in and do the little wildcat running quarterback thing. I ain't seen him in a minute. They stopped doing that shit. And it ain't like that shit wasn't working. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, serious. It ain't like they put Jeff Driscoll in and to do the little run option type shit, blah, blah, blah. It ain't like it wasn't working. That's not some shit you want to do all the time. But, I mean, I don't remember them never being stumped in the backfield for some shit like that. It always went for at least a couple yards. You know, I don't think he ever threw the ball. But I think that's how you could really just fuck a motherfucker off. You put Jeff Driscoll in there to run wildcat shit, and one of them receivers run their ass up the field, catch a motherfucker off guard, and that motherfucker go, yeah, I am a quarterback, motherfucker. Throw that bitch, catch a motherfucker off guard like that. If you gonna run a trick play, do that. You know what I'm saying? Do that. Not that crap you be running where you split, not even a trick play, but that stupid ass formation shit. I don't think they did it in this game. I hope they didn't. Where they flank out the fucking tackles and shit out in the flanks and shit. You got the tackles and all that shit way out, and then they run back in and get back in line. I'm like, why are you doing that? You're not for to run the play out there. You're not. You're not for to run the play with your tackles way out next to the fucking wide receivers. Stop that. You know what I'm saying? Stop that. It's the fucking NFL, dude. Stop that shit. They had that shit. When I was in high school, on the team I had, they had a crazy lineup, which is essentially the same goddamn thing. You got your line spread out all over the goddamn field, but we had plays for that shit. Why would you? I don't know if we actually ran it, but I know we did have plays for that shit. I don't know. That's it. Ain't nothing else to fucking talk about. Get the offensive coordinator to at least be able to come up with a scheme. Not no dookie ass trick play scheme either, man. If you got NFL players on your goddamn team, the shit I saw today shouldn't fucking happen. I'm sorry. It should be more of a game of it on one side. The fact that the Tennessee Titans only scored 17 points is a fucking amazing. You know why? Because they had a rookie quarterback in there. They had a rookie quarterback in there. This was his first fucking start. It was kind of obvious that it was his first fucking start. And then he was like one of mobile quarterbacks or whatever. And it was quite obvious that they don't practice. That's what happens when you have your backup quarterback run scout team all the time. Don't you think it would be nice to have him be able to run your fucking offense if the quarterback go down? I mean, you think scout team would be like third screen type shit? Do they have a third screen shit? You know what I'm saying? Now your third string quarterback do that shit and split reps, 70-30 or some shit like that with your main guy. So when your quarterback go down, they don't have to do like the Titans did, where they just run the ball the whole fucking game and didn't even pass the ball not one time in the second half. Not once. That same quarterback stayed in the game, but they did not throw the ball. Well, they did run a pass play, but the quarterback ended up scrambling and running out of bounds and shit. That's embarrassing. To where a team can just run the ball on you the whole game. You know what I'm saying? The whole game. You know they gonna run the ball. You know this. They're not for to try to hide the fact. You know what I'm saying? They might try to run. If you try to overplay this shit, they gonna probably run some play action to fuck yo. But you know they finna run the ball. And you still can't stop them. You can't even slow them down. They busting you for 5, 10, 20 goddamn yards in a run. That's not even including the runs they got called back for penalties. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. What are y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? This bullshit. They got they fuck. Them coaches sit on the goddamn sideline with the goddamn play cards and shit, talking into the mic, covering their mouth like they fucking hoarding fucking government secrets and shit. Them motherfuckers be talking. They be like, no. You know what I'm saying? They just talking with the fucking mouth covered, all kind of shit. You know, like, what the fuck are you hiding? The team already whooping your ass. They don't need to intercept nothing you doing. They don't need to look on your sideline. They don't need to do shit. You know, they don't need to do shit. That's all you do every time they show the, especially the offensive coordinator. That motherfucker, he looking on that goddamn, that big ass, you know, them big fucking plastic shits they got with all the plays and whatever the fuck is on it. All that shit don't, none of that shit work. They sitting on, they looking, they trying to pick. Nigga, is it that hard to pick a play? Is it? They got quarterbacks that can call the goddamn game on the field. You on the goddamn sideline with a goddamn catalog of plays. Over here confused. What the fuck am I? What am I gonna do? You talking to motherfuckers up there looking from way the fuck up there. Nah. You call a goddamn, and then if you doing all of that shit, and then you call a play where the running back just run the ball up the middle of the goddamn field behind the guards and center and shit for goddamn half a yard. Really? It took all that communication for your goddamn running back to get a negative fucking play? Which is some shit I really think they need to stop doing. They got to the point now to where they ain't gonna be able to do this shit for long, where one of their plays is a toss play. And I used to be like, why motherfuckers, you never see motherfuckers run a toss play. Well, the Texans will run a fucking toss play on your ass. And where they don't do this shit with Burkhead, but, Pierce in there, and they get him to the edge. I'm like, they run toss. Well, that shit ain't gonna work all the time. You can't run it all the time, that much. But the lack of just like, what are y'all doing? Y'all doing all that thinking and communicating and conspiring with each other to come up with a goddamn play, and y'all managed to just do nothing. All that thinking and maneuvering and shit they doing just to get a play. And don't none of they play, all that shit they doing, don't none of they plays work. None of it. What are you doing? You collecting a fucking paycheck at this point because you ain't working. You know what I'm saying? You ain't working, you just getting paid for this season. You just keep the shit up, you cut the fuck short. It's just, you be like David Culley. David Culley got in this bitch for one season. They got him the fuck up out of here. I don't think it was for gameplay type shit. I think they got him out of here for like personnel reason. I don't think the players and shit like him. I don't know if he was a likable person. I really don't. You couldn't tell shit about him on the sideline. It's just every time you see him, he was like, That's all. David Culley was here. That's it. You see him on the sideline? Him and that fucking gum. Like, dude, what the fuck? Somebody slapped that goddamn gum out of his mouth? Fuck, you nervous? Well, it turns out he had reason to be nervous because they bumped his ass right the fuck up out of there after one season. What the fuck do you got to be doing to get fired after one season, man? Shit. That ain't going to happen with Lovey, though. People like Lovey. People didn't like what's his name for whatever reason. That shit ain't gonna matter after a while. They gonna have to put together offense and get them a defensive front. And then they gonna have to put that shit together. They gonna have to get a bunch of new players in here and then glue all that shit together the way it works. You know? But it's still early. And I mean, I'm speaking in relative terms. It's still early. But the thing is, they got a chance to make some moves coming. I hope they do. It's like players. It's just like you start thinking about players. The players that you seeing right now, most of them can't leave. They just got them. You know what I'm saying? And the people that are liable to be not on the team, whether they get released or some shit like that, be players that you ain't know who the fuck they was anyway. They probably wouldn't even here at the beginning of the season. But your notables, do you want to give up one of your notables? Wide receiver? You give up Brandon Cooks, it ain't going to really matter. You give up Brandon Cooks, then maybe Nico Collins will become something. You know what I'm saying? You give up Brandon Cooks, then Nico Collins just may become something. Because at this point, I'm still going to say Nico Collins ain't about shit. I'm just going to say it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to say it. Nico Collins ain't about shit. Now, until he start producing otherwise, or they get rid of Brandon Cooks to where he don't have no choice but to be your best receiver, to where they have to, like, you know, kind of start gearing it towards him, then, you know, I'm going to have to see that. I'm going to have to see that. Like I said, numbers-wise, you know what I'm saying? You know, he's supposed to be able to produce. Shit don't happen. It just don't. Whether he get the targets or he just don't make those kind of catches, you know, everybody going to show flashes of something. That's how they got to the NFL in the first place. You got to be able to do that shit on a consistent goddamn basis. You know what I'm saying? You make them stupid-ass catches like DeAndre Hopkins was making this shit. That shit ain't normal. You know what I'm saying? You don't expect that out of people. You just don't. You don't expect that out of people. Motherfucker just snatching balls from all over the place with one goddamn hand. That motherfucker run up the field. You throw the ball at him. He allowed to run past the ball and catch that bitch behind his back and keep on running. You know what I'm saying? He one of them motherfuckers. It's just like shit. That don't come along a whole lot off. There's a bunch of people out there that can do that because you got to think. Those receivers, that's all they do. And they sit around and just catch balls in the stupidest ways possible. You know what I'm saying? They just sit around and catch balls in the most retarded ass ways they could think of. Like I could sit out there and play catch. Bloop, 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 bloop. I could sit up there and do this shit while they up there doing this shit. Bloop, 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 bloop. You know, they do all the shit that I do with two hands or whatever to catch the ball. They'll sit out there and do it with one. I mean, I'm not bullshitting you. You go look at some motherfuckers' social media and team films and all kind of shit. Them motherfuckers do all that shit one goddamn hand. Catch a ball, whop. They catch one hand. They can do it. And the ones that can do it, do it. And it's kind of obvious the ones that just made it to the league and just made it catching the ball a normal way like I was doing. Well, when the shit hit the fan, you know what I'm saying? You got to be able to do it. You got to be able to slide on the ground, catch the ball, like right off the top of your fucking, not even off the top of the fucking, your shoe, off the top of the fucking grass. You got to be able to catch the ball with your hands. Make sure that bitch don't touch the ground because you know they got cameras and shit. Catch that bitch. Hold it. Well, we ain't got those receivers right now. We just don't. We don't have those receivers right now. We had some of those receivers. Well, we had one of those receivers. He opened his mouth and got himself traded. So, and I'm thinking that if if Hopkins hadn't opened his mouth, because he went up in the front office and said the wrong shit to the wrong people and ended up getting traded. If he would have stayed on the team, we'd have still been sitting here with fucking Watson and Hopkins. They'd still be on the team. They went until all the other players left that Hopkins was like, damn, everybody gone. I don't like it here. I quit. I don't want to play for y'all no more. Because you have to think about that shit when they start talking about motherfuckers not playing. Deshaun Watson quit. He wasn't released. He wasn't traded in a traditional sense, like, you know, motherfucker fuck up and then trade deadline come along, you get traded. No, that motherfucker quit. He said, I don't want to play I ain't playing for y'all no more, and sat out a whole fucking season. And it's kind of funny to when the shit that he going through now and still going through now didn't happen until after he quit. When that motherfucker quit like a little bitch and decided he ain't want to play for the Texans no more. And it's real funny how that's when this other shit started. Deshaun Watson had his panties all up in a bunch. And then he quit. I ain't playing for y'all no more. Y'all gonna have to trade me. And then he had to be the motherfucker to choose the trade and all this other shit. Yeah, all that little massage parlor getting jerked off shit popped up after that. Yeah, all that shit popped up after that. We'd still been here. But, yeah, that's it for now. I'm rambling. Like I said, I'm YouTube's #1 rambler, baby. And y'all don't get no good lighting because don't nobody want to look at my ugly face in the light. So, I will catch y'all on the next one.